it's 11 o'clock and admit panera and we'll start after 11:03 or something.
Okay. Selva, I think Panaraj are also joined.
1 minute.
Good morning, Chengal Reddy garu.
Sir, good morning, sir.
ఎక్కడో ఫ్లైఓవర్ బ్రిడ్జ్ దగ్గర కూర్చొని ఇస్తున్నారు.
Background, sir. Virtual background, sir.
మాకు చేసేకి రాదు, మన బ్రాంచ్ సెక్రటరీ చేస్తానని చెప్పి నాకు 1 year అయింది, చేసి ఇవ్వట్లేదు.
ఏం లేదు, మీరు అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి మోర్ ఆప్షన్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళి చేసుకోవచ్చు.
Morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Panaraj, sir. Good morning. Now we are in live.
Yeah, good morning, sir. I already said good morning, but I was not enabled to speak.
Okay,
All,
okay.
I was under mute this one.
We have close to 200 registration, 180 have joined now. So can we start
Okay.
or else we'll wait for some time?
I think there are around 400 registered, Selva. We'll wait 1 or 2 minutes, then we will start. Otherwise, they will miss. Maximum another 2 minutes we can wait, then we will start.
2 minutes. Sir.
Sorry.
Selva, we can start, Selva. It's already 7.
Yeah, we can start, sir. That's,
Yeah.
you can
So, okay. Very respected speaker of the day and former regional council member of SIRC, Dr. Gopal, Raju, CAS Panaraj Secretary of SIRC, my good friend and coordinator of this program, CA Shankar Reddy, regional council member, participants of this excellent 6 days program. Very good morning to all of you. It is very heartening for me to meet our members attending in large numbers every time when SIRC conducts program, giving impetus to the proceedings and encouragement to the organizers. We would have decided to have personal presence when courses of this nature and magnitude are conducted, and where interaction would be more broad-based. However, due to the present phenomenon, we had to conduct the program through this virtual mode. Yet, in spite of the constraints, we have been receiving phenomenal response to which and every program of SIRC. The entire credit for keeping SIRC active and abreast goes to our beloved members. From today onwards to 10th July, we have the series of lectures on the subject of information system audit, divided into 6 modules to be handled by the experts in the field of information technology. While structuring the programs, we have ensured that the focal point in this course should be selection of specific topics, which comes under the ambit of DISA course, and which will generate lively deliberations and benefit to the participants. We have the best resource persons of eminence to guide the participants with their exclusive, exhaustive, and enlightening presentation to keep the participants engrossed. On behalf of SIRC, I have a great pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to the resource person of the day, CA Dr. Gopal Raju, and all the participants to this week-long program. I also join with my colleagues in SIRC to thank the resource persons for sparing their valuable time and for coming forward to share their expertise and exposure on the various facets of information system audit. Also motivated me to organize this kind of program for the benefit of members. I also thank the members for registering and recording their presence in large numbers. Let me take this opportunity to record that this program had evoked a tremendous response and setting a record in the terms of registration. This shows the importance of members attached to the knowledge accumulation and the faith in SIRC that they will offer the best of the programs. More specifically, I would like to record though this program does not have any CP credit, and we have collected with the nominal, very, very nominal registration fees, yet the members have shown their presence to learning. This only so to prove that desire of elite members to have qualitative learning and not necessarily aimed at availing the CP credit. I request each one of you to give our valuable feedback after the completion of this course. It would also be the most encouraging us and a rewarding experience to the participants. This 6-day course, being our first attempt, we at SIRC would give more focus on conduct a similar references courses following this concept. This 6-day course has been designed to help the members not only to add value to their knowledge in the subject, but also to assist in their preparation for DISA examination. I am sure the participation would give the new perspective and the method of approaching the examination. Also, these kind of courses will sharpen their knowledge and tune their efforts to confidently approach the examination. The acquiring of DISA qualification has become mandatory for the firms of chartered accounts to be empaneled in certain areas of work. Therefore, we at the institute have a duty cast upon to provide the best training and knowledge in the subject. Once again, I join with my colleagues in SIRC to wish each one of you to successfully clear the DISA examination and soon to be there have the qualification of DISA as a suffix to your other qualifications. Our motive is the entire batch should qualify in this forthcoming examination, for which SIRC will do all kind of support. Maybe we can create one exclusive WhatsApp group for this examination, and you can get clarify all our doubts with the faculties and other professional colleagues after this program. So once again, wish you all the best, and thank you so much for this great opportunity. One small request with the participants and with the permission of the speaker. We are planning to have a series of non-CP programs during the morning hours, maybe before 10 o'clock or something, for members, particularly members in industry. If you post in your convenient time in chat box, based on your feedback, we will fix the time for other courses. Thank you so much once again for this great opportunity. We have the regional council member CA Sengal Reddy. Now I request CA Sengal Reddy to introduce the speaker of the first day of the program.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Honorable Chairman of SIRC of ICAI, CA K. Jalapati, sir, and Secretary CA Pannara, sir, and today's speaker, past treasurer of SIRC of ICAI, CA Dr. Gopal Kirshna Raju, sir, my dear friends who joined today virtual refresher course on DISA. A pleasant good morning to each one of you. And I welcome you all to this virtual webinar on refresher course for DISA 80 exam organized by SIRC of ICAI on very timely. See, we are having exam on July 31st, so that the course 6 days which we are going to attend will have a lot of benefits for all the members who joined this course. As a DISA holder, you will have an edge over other traditional auditors. DISA has been recognized as one of the qualification for system auditors. So I think our chairman covered most of the importance of the DISA in his welcome address. I am not going further deep into that. I would like to introduce today's speaker. It's my proud privilege to introduce today's speaker, CA Dr. Gopal Krishna Raju, a famous chartered accountant who needs no introduction. He is a registered insolvency professional and registered valuer from Chennai. GKR is a tax and assurance restructuring partner of MS Gopal Rao and Co Chartered Accountants, a public accounting firm with branches Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Madurai, Tiruchirappalli and Tiruvallur. GKR hails from a family of chartered accountants. His father, mother, younger brother and wife all are practicing chartered accountants. GKR served consecutive 3 terms of 9 years from 2010 to 2019 as a Southern India Regional Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. GKR has been recently awarded honorary doctorate in governance of GST in government sector by ST Mother Teresa University, Melbourne, Australia. GKR is an independent directors data bank and have qualified with distinction the online proficiency self-assessment test conducted by the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. He has other qualifications, so many qualifications, including cost accountant, ICSI, postgraduate diploma holder in operation research and financial management, PHIL in management from Tamil Nadu Open University, qualified information system auditor, holds 8 NSC certificates in financial markets from National Stock Exchange of India Limited. GKR is a senior speaker in information technology, finance and taxation, and a visiting guest faculty for numerous institutions, corporates, and business schools. Gopal Krishna Raju sir nominated to various committees, organization, colleges like finance and taxation panel member for FICCI, Tamil Nadu State Council. He has been nominated the academic council member as various colleges like DZ Vaishnavi College, SDNB Vaishnavi College, SIVT College, and Board of Studies New College, Autonomous Chennai, Guru Nanak College, and all. A passionate writer on technology and taxation in numerous journals and newspapers, columnist in Tamil Daily, The Hindu Tamil, and Weekly Tamil Magazine, Nanyam, Vikta, and Puttai Tamilmurai Kalvi. Regularly appears interviewed in numerous Tamil TV channels and Tamil FM radios, including DD Pothingal, Jaya TV, News 18 Tamil Nadu, Kaveri News, FM Rainbow. As a versatile speaker, GKR have addressed more than 500 meetings on GST to various forums, including professional bodies, Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Trade Association in both English and Telugu. With this brief introduction, I welcome Gopal Krishna Raju sir for today's virtual webinar on DISA 80 exam. Sir, the screen is yours, sir. Welcome you.
Sir, please unmute, sir. GKR, sir. Yes,
How
sir.
about
Fine.
2 minutes by Secretary Ji Pannaraj?
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Raju, sir.
Very good morning, sir. So, wish you share 2 minutes of your feedback or your reflections to our members before I start.
Yes. Before you start, okay. Thank you. Good morning, all members. It is a very great morning for us. We have elite speakers for this course, 6 days course. As you all know, the upgradation, upskilling of ourselves in the field of technology is very great importance, both for the members in the industry as well as in the field of practice. So this course with very experienced and very good speakers, definitely will be able to have very great inputs, very great learning, and which will help you in passing the DISA exam also, and getting yourself what's called upgraded with this technology of information system analysis. So I wish you all a great learning, and with a great interest. Our chairman, Mr. Jalpati, has fixed up this program of 6 days course, and we have so many other courses in the lineup. So this is a good beginning, and it will be a continuous process. I wish you all a very happy learning. And today we have none other than Dr. Gopal Krishna Raju, who has been, I think most of his time he has spent in acquiring the knowledge without wasting any time. He has done so many courses and also acquired a doctoral degree, and his presentations are widely accepted and acclaimed as most useful across. So he is the opening batsman for today, and I am very happy that he is taking over this one, and we were very good with each other because he was our council colleague in the last term. He was always urging, he was always interested in taking up sessions for different topics. He is, I can say, I can use a Tamil word, Sakalakala Vallaban. So he is there on TVs and webinars and all topics everywhere. So his knowledge and presentation are very useful. Please make use of it. And this course should be very helpful to you all. Thank you very much, Gopal Krishna sir, for insisting me to speak. Normally, secretary will only close the remarks, give only vote of thanks. And this today I have to open even this one. To opening remarks also I had to give because of your request. Thank you and wish you all a very happy learning and all the best to Raju sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good morning, friends. At the outset, let me thank Southern India Regional Council for this wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts on virtual refresher course for DISA. Special thanks to Chairman of Southern India Regional Council, CAK Jalapati. I used to fondly call him as Kovai Talabadi, Engal Jalapati. So he has been rocking in this cyber space. And recently, this particular program is, I will say, adding a feather in his cap by reaching not only with respect to a CPE program. He aptly made one observation that if you give the quality, I'm sure members will definitely appreciate the content. And this is a beginning of his another avatar of his journey towards non-CPE programs, which will be a value-added program. And very rightly, he has made that point that catering to the industry members also in the morning session. So I appreciate the initiative taken by Chairman Jalapati, and also acknowledge the presence of my two good friends whom I have shared very good moments during my tenure as a regional council member. From Hyderabad, we have Mr. Chengal Reddy and the present secretary, Mr. Pannaraj, a very senior member with more experience. So SIRC is in safe hands. Now, next 6 days, it will be 6 modules. Today, we'll start with day 1, and first module I'll be handling today. And it is on information systems audit process. I'll take you through the entire my way of delivery will be, I'll be more exam focused. How the questions will be asked, I will try to share with you, and also relate with the study material. There are only one material you have to read, that is Institute study material. And this is the link for that Institute study material. I'll share you that particular link also to you in the chat. All of you can download the study material link there. And all these questions, whatever I'll be discussing, it is available. Institute has done innumerable research. But the point is how you have to understand the question and eliminate your wrong answer. That is most important. My material also I will upload in my, I will share it with SIRC, and also it will be available in public blog also. I'll give you the link. Number 1. Number 2, every day it will be a 2-hour session. And I'll be back again for one more session for another module, because one faculty, we have just shifted the particular time. So I'll be again back for one more session. Point number 3, please be focused and have a notebook with you, a pen, and whatever pointers I'll be sharing, please note it down. It will be more useful for your revision. And module number 1 is a very significant topic. And I just want to share with you only one point, that whether we are in 2.0 or 3.0, whether you are in 2.0 or 3.0, syllabus is same. And 3.0 is a little enriched syllabus. I repeat, a little enriched syllabus. And in the process, they have reshuffled, or we can, in accounting term, reclassified. Okay, so that is the only thing that has happened. And module 1 is also there for your 2.0 course and also for 3.0. And since the latest syllabus is 3.0, the entire 6-day program is designed in a 3.0 mode. So not in a 2.0. So, but I will be giving you the connectivity between 2.1, 3.1, a separate slide. So what is the syllabus content of 2.1, 3.0? How the chapter numbers have been slightly reclassified. So that is the only point. So please note down that fundamentally there is no structure-wise difference with respect to 2.0, but enriched content is there in 3.0. So maybe if you prepare for 3.0, you can even do well in 2.0. So that is the bottom line mantra. But now let me take you to the first chapter, concepts of IS audit. And topic 2 is how the IS audit will be divided into various phases like planning, execution, reporting, all this stuff. And this particular module will be, I will say 60% of auditing concepts, 60% of auditing concepts, and maybe 40% of technology oriented concepts. So that is, so today, what is inseparable? No, I want to learn technology. I don't want to learn audit, but I want to be an IS auditor. Impossible. No, I will only be a chartered accountant, but I don't want to upgrade my skills with technology. That is also impossible today. So what is not separable is technology and audit. So it is inseparable. Today it is intertwined. So that is why we need to actually have a grip on this entire subject. Now, third will be on CAT tools. So what are all the tools that we will be using during audit? And in audit, the review of controls will be done. Only when control is there, then audit will be there. So that is why the fourth topic, fifth topic, sixth topic are all about during the course of audit. So let me now take you to question number 1. But I have also given the to the extent possible to few questions the relevant page number in the study material also. So this is your chapter number 1. Yeah, so this is your chapter number 1 in your study material. So I will not go to the study material, but I will give the relevant references. Okay, relevant references in study material, how these questions are to be dissected. Okay, the primary purpose and existence of an audit charter. So this is in page number 25 of your study material. Now, audit charter is actually a purpose of the auditee. Why they engage a chartered accountant as an IS auditor? And IS audit, even though it is mandatory for certain fields, like for example, IS audit is mandatory for banks, bank data centers, and insurance data centers. Similarly, with respect to the members of stock exchanges, there IS audit is mandatory. But for private organizations, public limited companies, IS audit is not mandate. But since they are more dependable, on technology. So the auditee will come out with a charter. The charter will include purpose of an audit and who will be authorizing for appointment. Generally, the appointment will be done only by the board or the audit committee. So therefore, this is one aspect we need to actually appreciate in understanding what is meant by an audit charter. And most important, they have to take the responsibility. So generally in an audit report, we say, I am only giving the opinion, ultimate responsibility of the accounts rests with the management. So all this stuff. So purpose, authority, purpose is why they are engaging a professional. Authority, who will actually appoint, and ultimately define the area of responsibility which the management will take, because they want assurance on that only. Since they take the responsibility, they want assurance. They have to commit in so many regulatory aspects that I am responsible, we are responsible. So therefore, they need assurance from the auditors. So now please answer this question. Primary purpose. Whenever the word primary is there, least is there, you have to be very careful. Why? Because all are answers. And one among that is the primary answer. All other are also purpose. So document the audit process used by an enterprise. Can you say no to it? You can't say no, because documentation is very, very important. And even SA 230 documentation is, we have a lot of aspects, and NEFRA today, they insist on audit documentation. So document the audit process, you can never say no to it. But is it a primary with respect to audit charter? We'll keep it. Formally document the audit department's plan of action. We can't again say no to it. So we have to document the audit department's plan of action, especially invite the quotations, their profile, shortlist. They will follow certain process. Can you say no to it? No, don't document it. So A and B, you can never say no to it. But primary, the question is connecting primary purpose and audit charter. That is where the connect is. So document the code of professional conduct for auditor. See, it is already there. For independent directors, you have a code. And even before Companies Act 2013 came, you had code for board. There were companies who volunteered for code for board. Now, can you say no to it? You can't say no. And even professional bodies, they bring code of conduct. So therefore, you can't ignore this. That is why primary purpose, you have to be very careful. Describe the authority, responsibility. Yes, the authority and responsibility of the audit department. Okay, good. Now, there is a request to all the members, unless and otherwise I mention you to type the answers, don't type the answers. Okay, so it is a disturbance. It will be a disturbance for the members. Earnestly requesting you not to type answers. Okay, all of us, we know where the source is. I have told the source to everybody. The source is only for you to actually focus your attention and to study, not to type your answers here. Okay, and this chat box is only when I mention to use the chat box. Until such time, chat box should not be used. Good. Which of the following control classification identify the cause of a problem? Very important. Which of the following control classification identify the cause of a problem? Okay, and minimize the impact of threat. This is in your study material, page number 14. And please understand one thing, that identify the cause of a problem is one part. Minimize the impact of a threat is another thing. Now, whenever the word control is there, the control, you will implant it to minimize the threat, to minimize the impact, to reduce the risk. These are all terms we use. Why you have a control? Why you have a ticket checking inspector? To ensure that people don't travel ticketless. This is a control. So you want to minimize the impact. Now, question is, identify the cause of problem. For example, they have given answers as preventive control. For CCTV camera. CCTV camera, will it prevent? Actually, CCTV camera will not prevent. It will only detect who has done it. But in Bengaluru, Brigade Road is there. There also CCTV camera is there. There they have put a very big board. What is the board? This particular road is under CCTV surveillance. The moment somebody reads it, not the CCTV camera, somebody reads the board, they will be alert. Oh my God, I am watched. So that particular time, your CCTV camera will act as a preventive control. Not the camera, but the board. Board is only acting as a preventive control, not the camera. So please understand all this stuff. So identify the cause of the problem is detecting, minimizing the impact of threat. So detect alone, will it minimize? No, you have to actually do the correction. Do the correction. So then things will come back to normal. So if the question stops with identify the cause of the problem, then it is detective control. If the question is to stop, to not allow the cause of a problem, then it is preventive. So here it is identify and minimize. So definitely it is corrective. If you stop with identify, it is detective. It is identify and minimize. So therefore it is corrective. So answer is 2D. So 1 is actually D, 2 is actually D, 2 is also D. Now come to the third question. To conduct a system audit, The IS auditor should, very important point, should he be technically, and I have given the reference page number also. Okay. So these page number, I wish people read the particular page number. I have not given where the multiple choice question is there. Okay. So you have to read that particular para so that you get a grip on the concepts. And remember, questions are only tested on concepts. Okay. Not your memory skills, Okay. Maybe 2 or 3 questions can test your memory skills, but not all. Okay. To conduct a system audit, the IS auditor should be technically at par with clients' stuff. Now, these are the qualities of an IS auditor. Okay. Now, please look at the various qualities. Okay. Now, have the required experience. These are all natural. Okay. Make sure ability to make independent decisions. That is also natural. These are all quality. We can't say, because these are all we know. As chartered accountants, we know. Just remove the word IS. It is applicable for all auditors. They should have the ability to understand the business. Very important. Very, very important. No. I know accounting. I know trial balance. I know audit. I know green tick. Everything I know. But you don't know. We don't understand business. Then Govinda. I will not be able to connect technology. See, ultimately, it is management assurance. IS audit is a management audit. Unless another way, there is a statutory requirement, there is a regulatory requirement. So therefore, he wish you understand. There is a book written by Ron Weber. The name of the book is Information System Audit and Control. In that book, in the preface first line, Ron Weber would have written, to be a good auditor, one should be good at the client's business than the client himself. To be a good auditor, one should be good at the client's business. Please. One should be good at the client's business than the client himself. Not to be his competitor. But then only you can be a good IS auditor. Now, come to this question. To be technically par? No, not necessary. Why I should be technically par? Okay. So, to be able to understand the system that is being audited? Yes. Okay. So, it is 3B. Understand. That is the main purpose. Otherwise, you can't even go inside. You want to go inside Jurassic Park and do audit. You have to understand what Jurassic Park is. Okay. Possess knowledge in area of current technology. You can't say no to it. See, be technically at par with client technical stuff. Is it mandatory? Not necessary. I will not say not necessary, but if it is there, it is good. So you can't say, but that is why the word is called should. Should. So without this also I can do audit. Possess knowledge in area of current tech. Without that also I can do audit. Current technology has to use it. Okay. Only possess knowledge of auditing. Govinda. Okay. So that is where we may not match the management's requirement. We may not match the management's requirement. Okay. Good. Now, come to the 4th question. Which of the following are most commonly used to mitigate risk discovered by organizations? Very important. Most. Now, the word most is where you have to keep your attention. Okay. These are very, very, I will use a word. These questions are not gold mine questions. These questions are called landmine. Boom. Okay. These are landmine questions. So, which of the following are most commonly used to mitigate risk? Remove the word most. Question is very nice. Which of the following are commonly used to mitigate risk? All 4 are commonly used to mitigate. Actually, threat will not come. You use personnel, people. For example, you have a guard, okay, security guard. Naturally, you will that guard will not allow unauthorized personnel. That is also correct answer. Personnel is also correct answer. Resources, CCTV camera. Actually, resources is a very generic term because a resource can be personnel, a resource can be a control, resource can biometric control. So, which will be most commonly used to mitigate? Mitigate means what? Reduce. Okay. Now, controls only will reduce. We already saw this question. Preventive control, detective control, corrective control. So, to mitigate risk, you have to reduce risk, prevent the control. Okay, you can't prevent it. Okay, detect the control. Then you know what to do. Okay. Then you want to actually reduce it. Have a corrective control. So, most commonly used is 4A. Okay. Controls. So 3 is actually B and 4 is actually A. Fine. the rate of change in technology increase the importance of. The rate of change in technology as it changes. Okay. Now, will I use the same process, methods? See, when Mahendra Singh Dhoni, MS Dhoni, was interviewed, so the people used to ask, Sunil Gavaskar gave a sixer, Kapil Dev gave a sixer, Ravi Shastri gave a sixer, and after that, so many players came. You are also giving a sixer, but your sixer is a helicopter shot. So he will just swing. Okay. So that became very popular. Then he said, the helicopter shot is not the focus. As the what do you call it, as the technology evolves, there are, and people have become more what do you call it, as experts in bowling, fielding. Okay, so the only way is you have to find some unique way to actually hit a sixer. So not the traditional way. Traditional way, people will catch you, you will be bowled, or you will be out. So a rate of change in technology increases the importance of you have to upgrade your process. You have to change your process. Okay. So now he said it is not the result that is important. You have to see how what is the practice I have made to ultimately bring that shot called helicopter shot. Okay. That clarity if I have to bring, that finesse, that fineness I have to bring that helicopter shot. It is only the process. That only made me to actually do that. So the rate of technology increases the importance of what? Increases the importance of outsourcing. Will you outsource it? No. So unless now, you know where outsourcing is important? Cost. No. If I do it, cost is high. So that I will go for outsourcing. That place only outsourcing will be, and outsourcing has minus points also. Okay. Implementing and enforcing good processes. Hiring personnel willing to make career within the organization. Okay. Then meeting the user requirement. Now, I was referring to, you have to ensure that you have to upgrade your process. Outsourcing has nothing to do with, maybe that has only to do with your cost. Implementing, enforcing good process. As the technology changes, you should also upgrade your process. That is what it is. Okay. So 5B. Remember MS Dhoni. Okay. Hiring personnel willing to make this actually doesn't connect with the question at all. Meeting user requirement is a general point. Okay. You can't ignore this D, but it's a very general point. Okay. What means the rate at which opinion of the IS auditor would change if he selects a large sample size? Remember this, in page number 10, they'll speak about audit risk. Now, higher the audit risk, lower the sample size, because you already know risk is very high. So would you have to test everything? No, test a sample, small sample size. That is sufficient, because that is what your sample now that is what your sampling, audit sampling speaks about. Okay, I have mentioned this very clearly at the beginning itself, that don't focus on the subject. Focus on the subject. Don't use the chat box. Okay. Chat box is a disturbance not only for the faculty, but also for the participants. So please ensure you are only focusing on the subject. Okay. No chat box typing here. This entire, and those of you who have joined late, I have repeated once again, the entire material will be shared. Entire material will be shared. So focus on the subject, not on the PowerPoint. PowerPoint will be shared. Okay. Please understand. So what means the rate at which the opinion of the IS auditor would change if he selects a larger sample size? Now, audit sampling, that is one standard called audit sampling. So there, audit risk is a product of, inherent risk, control risk, and detection risk. Product of these three. Of course, each of them, I'm sure all of you know about it. But there, the substance is, if your audit risk is high risk, then will you do big sample? Not necessary. Just take small sample. That itself will prove it. But your audit risk is less. Then your sample size is more, because you have to get that level of confidence. Because confidence level is high. 99% confidence means audit size, sample size will be large. and your audit risk is high, confidence level is less. So then your audit sample size will be less. So this is what your standards on auditing on audit sampling speaks about. So this question is not a IS audit question, which is an audit sampling question. What means the rate at which the opinion of the IS auditor, only the word IS they have added, all other they have only borrowed from audit sampling. What means the rate at which the opinion of IS auditor would change if he selects a larger sample size? Okay, larger sample size. So audit risk. Okay, what that means the rate at which opinion would change. So audit risk high, sample size will be low. Audit risk low, sample size high. Materiality, actually materiality will impact audit risk. Risk-based audit is the process what you involve or what you adopt. Okay, based on your risk assessment. So that is risk-based audit. So that means you already done the risk assessment, and then only based on that you go for the sample and what sample you have to set. That is the process. But here it is before that. Okay. Of course, control has nothing to do with the audit. It is only to do with management. So A, audit risk 6A. Okay, good. Good. Next. Which of the following cannot be classified as audit risk? See, audit risk actually, as I told you, is a product of these three. Okay. So where is this? Where is taken from? This is taken from the study material. Study material from where it is taken? It is taken from your standards on auditing, audit sampling. Okay. So your audit risk is a product of inherent risk, control risk, and deduction risk. That is what this is. Now, which is cannot be classified? Inherent risk, control risk, deduction. Administration risk is management related. It is not audit related. So answer is D. 7D. 7D is not related with. So it is a wrong answer, which is the right answer. So your mind should actually go in sync with how the questions have been asked. So that is why you have to be alert. You have to be alert. But after enters a purchase order in an online system, after enters a purchase order in an online system, you get the message. The request could not be processed due to lack of funds in your budget. This is an example of what error control. See, there is an error control means first you need to understand what the error is. You enter a purchase order in an online system. Okay. You get the message. The request you could not be processed due to lack of funds in your budget. Maybe in your account or in your budget. Okay. So whatever it is. This is an example of what control. Actually, error control, what control. See, it doesn't allow you to do it. See, what is called this preventive control. Preventive control will not detect an error. It will prevent, stop making an error. So you don't have lack of funds at all. That is why what it does, you get the message request could not be processed. Could not be processed means is it deductive? No. Is it corrective? No. It is preventive. Is it recovery? Recovery is part of corrective. So it is actually 8C. It is preventing, not to be processed. When developing a risk-based strategy, now please understand the steps. Okay, it is in there in page number 6 of your study material. In the steps, first is threat. Okay, and threat will actually lead to maybe if threat is exploited, it will lead to vulnerability, and vulnerability may lead to risk. Okay, and risk can be reduced by controls. Can be reduced by control, and maybe if you don't implant it, that can again become a threat. So it is like a cycle. Okay, so threat will become vulnerable. Okay, not all threats are vulnerable. Okay, so threats become vulnerable, and that vulnerable, if it is exploited, it becomes a risk. So this is how the linkage is. And when developing a risk-based audit strategy, that means you do the risk assessment first, and you assess the audit risk. Based on your audit risk, your sample size will vary. Okay, so that is your risk-based audit strategy. An IS auditor should conduct risk assessment. Okay, what is risk assessment? Understanding business. What are the process followed? So whether they have a maker checker is there. Each and these are all not ordinary thing. So maker checker is not the same maker, same person is doing the checker. The risk is there. So like that, you have to study the entire process. IS auditor should conduct a risk assessment to ensure that controls needed to mitigate risk are in place. Controls needed to mitigate risk are in place. Now, this is a requirement of whom? Is it IS auditor should conduct risk assessment to ensure? Okay. Controls needed to mitigate risk are in place. Actually, risk-based audit is for the auditor. And risk assessment has to be done even by the management first. Then only they should implement control. Not me. Controls need to mitigate risk are in place. That is second. So the first thing is with respect to management. Okay. So therefore, controls needed to mitigate risk are in place. I will say this is from a management perspective first. Okay. Risk-based audit strategy. I have to only should conduct a risk assessment to ensure why I am doing risk assessment, to check whether controls are there. Okay, if controls are there, can I keep quiet? Should I not do audit? Okay, should I not do audit? No, controls are there. They are very good people. So let us not do audit. I'll give clean audit report. Shall I keep that? So what is risk-based audit strategy? What is the purpose? Okay, for doing risk assessment. Okay, you find out controls are there, but will you stop there? That is a question. Okay, vulnerability and threats are identified. Okay, threat vulnerabilities are identified. After that, risk is there, and whether it is mitigated by a control. Whether risk is there, based on that only you will strategize how your audit should go. So therefore, risk assessment is not assessing risk and then controls. It is identifying your vulnerability and threats. After that only you have to strategize what you should do. Okay. So this is one part. The other part is this. So straight away, no controls are there and I'll give a report. No, that is not risk assessment. Risk-based audit strategy is to ensure risk assessment, to ensure whether vulnerabilities and threats are identified. Is it there? Oh, then audit risk is there. Then the control should be there. Controls working properly. Should I have to do what is it? The self-assessment, the control test, or should I have to do the substantive testing? So no, I will do only the control test. I will not do a substantive test. I have to design that later. But first I should know threats and vulnerabilities, is it there or not? Okay. So that is the first step. Audit risk are considered. That is the next step. Okay. IS auditor should conduct risk assessment to ensure this is step 1. Step 2 is this. Step 3 is this. So you can't say no to all this. Okay. No to all this. So step 3 is that. Gap analysis is appropriate. Gap analysis is actually what is expected by the management, what is happening. So that is actually a separate or an engagement. Okay, so we will actually suggest to the management, see what you are expecting, it is already happening. Gap is only in these places. Try to actually implement control, or you try to streamline your process. Gap will be narrowed down. So this is a process improvement audit, or we can call it as process audit. So the gap analysis is only for process audit, not for IS audit. So D doesn't come in this list. A, B, C come in this list, but the order is different. So first is B, second is auditors, third is control. So B is the answer. 9B. Okay, good. Then reviewing the management's long-term strategic plan. Oh, long-term strategic plan. Why I am doing it? Why should I do? So next 10 years, what the company will do? Is there any connect with the audit? Is there any connect to the audit? Page 13 of your study material discuss that. Okay. So reviewing management's long-term strategic plan helps the IS auditor. Okay. Determine the number of audit resources required. Long-term plan and IS audit resources. Is there any connect? No connect. Okay. No connect. Okay. Audit resources, how many audit staff is required? Okay. So what are the tools I have to use? So that is D. So both that doesn't go together. Assess the organization's reliance on information system. So that is also doesn't go with the long-term plan. Now, what is a long-term plan? No, my market size should increase. My turnover should be like this. I have to ensure my employees, the labor turnover ratio is minimal. Okay, the turnover ratio is minimal. I have to make them at least 30%. I have to give them ESOP and make them part of my company. Some plan will be there. Okay, assess the organization reliance on information system, long-term plans. Now, reviewing the long-term plan helps IS auditor. Long-term plan and IS auditor is the connect. Organization reliance on information system, long-term plan, there is no, it is actually a very distant connect. Okay, very distant connect. Okay. Test the enterprise internal control. You have to do. Okay, but long-term plan. So can you say no to this? No, I will not test the internal control. You have to do. But long-term plan is the question. Why you want to know long-term plan? Okay. Well, if you know the company's long-term plan, for example, they want to acquire a business. No. I have to, we have 7 units, 3 units we are going to sell, 4 units only we are going to run at the end, at the long time. 3 units we are not going to run. If 3 units they are not going to run, will they focus on control? There will be a lot of erosions. There will be a lot of mismanagements are possible. Look at this. Long-term strategic plan will help IS auditor to gain understanding of organization goals and objectives from their risk, from their threat, from their, that is the starting point. So risk, vulnerability, threat, vulnerability, then risk, then whether control. See, since these 3 I'm going to sell, it will be given a stepmotherly treatment. Okay, so therefore that is where the connect comes. So therefore possibility of more lapses on control, no absence of control, all this will be. Okay. So 11A. So please understand the connect there. Okay. Now I'll take you to the 5th. There are actually 5 phases. Okay. There are 5 chapters. There are 6 chapters. So IS audit, IT enabled services, specialized system, application control. Now, since you understood about IS audit, these 3 are very important. What is it? IT enabled services, specialized systems, and IT enabled services. So these are very, very important concepts. I'll take you there and then I'll come for the other questions on. So application control review. Okay. So let me now take you to question number applications control review. Very, very important. Okay. So I'll finish this and I'll come back. So I have made this point very clear. Whatever you want to share, I will unmute you. I'll request you. Okay. If you wish to share something, raise your hand and I'll call your name. At that point of time, you can speak. I don't want you to type anything in chat box. Unless and otherwise, I request you to type in chat box. Ravi, Teja, Ibrahim, Vishak, please desist from typing anything in the chat box. Okay. If you wish to share, raise your hand. I'll be unmuting you. Yeah, I'll request you to share your thoughts. Speak. We want to hear you. So we are not we are not dealing with students here. All of us are members, and we wish you be responsible in interacting so that your points are also well taken by all the members. Okay, good. Thank you very much for understanding. Good. Now, applications control review of specialized system. Now, what is specialized system? Say, cloud-based accounting software. Cloud-based accounting software. Okay, and your company is working in a very specialized cryptography applications. Okay, your company is working on infrastructure as a service. They provide infrastructure as a service. For example, they install servers. They actually have a backup server, and they keep all the data as a backup with you. They give you a lot of networking services. So specialized system. Okay, and maybe you use a mainframe, you use an advanced computing devices. The systems are advanced. I can give 2-3 examples. For example, you are a bank. Okay, you are a bank, you have a data center, and there's a mission critical system. And number two, you are a stock exchange. So you have a server, and your system is mission critical. Okay. Number three, you are a group company. You are a group company, and all your group companies' accounts, you keep it in a cloud. So then it is specialized systems. So application control review. What is application controls? So login, right from login. Okay, and who should be given access? All these are application controls. Okay, and even inside. Okay, editing of information, change control. Okay, changes to the already entered data. Some parameters would have been entered. Changes to the parameters. All this will come under application controls. So let us see what it is. Okay, one by one. Which of the following business purpose? Okay, which of the following business purpose can be met by implementing data warehouse in an organization? Oh, what is this? Now, business purpose means you have to be very careful, very careful. So this is not from a IS auditor perspective. This is from a business perspective. Can be met by implementing data warehouse in an organization. Now, what is data warehouse? Why I implement data warehouse? I have huge data, and data warehouse means, now remove the word warehouse. What is that? Remove the word data. What? Take warehouse alone. Warehouse is a place where inventories are stored, organized and stored. Please. So that I bring a truck, I say I need 100 bags of soap. You know where that is available. You go there, directly take it and give it. That is warehouse. Warehouse is not where the stocks are dumped. It is sorted, organized, and then stored. Data warehouse is also there. Now, what is the business purpose in an organization? Okay. Business continuity can be ensured in case of disaster. Is that the data warehouse? Actually, business continuity I'll be doing in chapter 2. Chapter 2 I'll be doing not tomorrow, another day. SIRC will announce it. Okay. There I will do business continuity and disaster recovery. It is actually a plan of whenever some extraneous circumstances happen, you must. It is like like for example in life, when we are dejected, demotivated, we need somebody to motivate us. Who is that? So we have a grandfather, grandmother, because they are experienced, so they will motivate us. Similarly, we'll read the Bhagavad Gita, okay, Quran, Bible. So that will teach us life lessons. Similarly, business continuity plan will give us the business continuity life lessons, okay, in case of a disaster. Now, it has anything to do with the data warehouse, which are the business purpose. Now, there is a data warehouse, it is a backup also. So can I connect that with the backup here? Business continuity can be ensured in case of disaster. Data warehouse, will it ensure the business continuity? Answer is no. Why? Because you need a hot site. You need a space, you need electrical connection, you need a table, chair, computer, desktop, data, software, everything. Then only business continuity. That is why there's a hot site, cold site, warm site, all this stuff will be there. Only data alone will it ensure? No. So therefore, A is not the answer. Okay, good. Now come to B. Data in the data warehouse can work as a backup. Is it correct? Data in the data warehouse can work as a backup. I already explained this. But again, this he is only giving the meaning of data warehouse. He doesn't connect data warehouse with business purpose. Data in the data warehouse can work as a backup. Now, somewhere you have to connect with business. Is he connecting? This sentence is correct. This sentence is paka. I will say sentence is not wrong. Sentence is correct. Okay, but it should connect with the question. Okay, so B, keep it. I don't say no to it. Okay, so now come to C. The data in the warehouse can be used for meeting regulatory requirements. Does it say any regulation say you should maintain data warehouse? Nowhere. It is only our business requirement. We keep a data warehouse, backup, all this stuff and all we do it. So the data in the data warehouse is not for a regulatory requirement. Okay. Of course, certain businesses regulatory requirement is that I am an information utility. Okay, I am an information utility. Then I have a regulation, information utility regulation. Okay, then I have to maintain. I am a telecom company. Then I am governed by TRAI regulation. Okay, Telecom Regulator Authority India regulations. I have to keep backup of it. So all this stuff is required. So data in the warehouse can be used for many regulatory requirement is a very generic statement. It's only a specific statement. C is also not perfectly matches. Business decisions can be taken and future policies can be framed based on actual data. That is business. Why you keep data in data warehouse? You need reports. You need timely information. You need to take decision. That is why you keep data warehouse. This backup, all other stuff it is not the primary purpose. Okay, first primary business purpose means primary purpose. You first of all need transactional data. You need how much money, who is owing me, how much money I have to pay. I need to know that first. Then only backup, keep a lot to lose everything. So 41 is D. Please. Okay. Which of the following is a character of a DSS? See, decision support system. I met a chartered accountant in Yartel. Okay. It was in the 7th floor. Okay. And you'll be surprised when that manager gave her card, Hamsu Dwani. Okay, she's chartered accountant and manager, senior manager, decision support system. So I was surprised and had a discussion for 40-45 minutes with their team. She's a chartered accountant, ably supported by 7 chartered accountants were reporting to her. Okay, so wow, what do you do? So the way they were actually explaining that particular department was, and remember, all 8 of them are chartered accountants working as a team in a decision support system. Okay, which of the following is a character of a decision support system? Remember, business situations will be dynamic, not structured. If it is structured, then it is MIS. If it is semi-structured and unstructured, data will come. You have to find solution. Every day you will have challenges, business challenges. You need to find solution. For example, there will be competition between Airtel and another company. So both of the people, the respective vice president will be sitting and bidding each other. So they will be calling the decision support. See, these are data, this is input. I need to negotiate. He's asking for a price reduction. Please tell me whether price reduction can we give. And because the marketing guys will be ready to, they may even give it at 40% discount, 50% discount. But it should be viable for the company. So the decision support system guys will actually work backwards. There are a lot of models, put all this stuff quickly. And so that is why it is called unstructured. Because every day question will be new. You will get a call. See, this is the situation, this is data, this input. I'll send you the data immediately. You tell me whether I have to take this call or not. Now, how will you give an answer? So you need models, support, data, input, costing, right? Everything you need. Connect all this, do some modeling, and then get an answer. So which of the following is character of a DSS? Okay. DSS is aimed at solving highly structured problem. Govinda, Mudinjich. It is not structured. It is always unstructured. It is always dynamic. Okay, dynamic. Decision support system is dynamic always. And that is why chartered accountants are there. Okay. DSS combine use of models with non-traditional and retrieval. Yes. Okay. Modeling. That means you take data and then do the modeling and get an answer for it. You do quadratic equation, linear programming, and transportation, assignment. All these you will do the programming, get answers. Okay. So B seems to be an answer. DSS emphasizes flexibility in decision-making approach. Flexibility in decision-making approach of users. No, it doesn't emphasize flexibility. DSS is unstructured, but it will give you a solution. You have to take a decision. If the solution is feasible, take it. Otherwise, drop it. So there is no flexibility in decision making because it gives you a proper answer. DSS will give you a proper answer. So C doesn't fit with DSS character at all. So C is not the answer. Okay. A is also not the answer. Okay. Because it is highly structured. B seems to be an answer. Please wait. Let us go to D. DSS supports only structure. Again, wrong. Structure is wrong. So answer is B. Okay, 42B. Come to 43. Which of the following audit tools is most useful to an IS auditor when an audit trail is required. Trail. Look at the word trail. Audit tool. That means all are audit tools. All are audit tools. Most useful. This is where the catch is. That means all are useful. When an audit trail is required, trail means what? You have some evidences. Okay. So whatever you are doing or whatever the transactions are done. So audit trail is required. So thereby you satisfy yourself. Okay. Now integrated test facility, CIS, audit hooks, snapshot. You need to understand this. Okay. Only when you understand this, you will be in a position to actually know what it is. Now, what is ITF? Integrated test facility means you have the processing will be done. Data is input, processing done, output. Now, how do you ensure processing is proper? So you develop a parallel programming, you develop a parallel coding, and you fit it along with the production program, and you give the dummy data. Dummy data will be processed by this integrate. That is what it's called integrate. Integrated means integrate with the production program. Okay. Who develops ITF? Auditor will develop. Who develops ITF? Auditor will develop. Then the auditor should be knowledgeable in programming also. His team should be knowledgeable in programming. Okay. So ITF, does it give audit trail? No. It will give input, output. You have a predetermined input and output will be there. You give that input, output will come. That output will match with the predetermined output. Oh, both are same. That means the processing is done properly. So that means I will also believe the production data. Production data also I will believe. My dummy data also I will believe. But the problem with ITF is you pollute the production data with the dummy data. So in ITF, you have to insert the dummy data and you have to remove the dummy data also. That is the problem. So does it give audit trail? No. It doesn't give audit. It only ensures that the processing is proper. So A is not the answer. This is what it is. Okay. Now come to B. CIS. Continuous and intermittent simulation. Now, continuous and intermittent simulation. Now, what is this? Where I will use this? And audit hooks, where I will use it? Snapshot, where I will use it? Okay. We need to understand each and every one. Now, let me explain snapshot first, then audit hooks, then continuous intermittent simulation. Audit hooks, where I will use. For example, okay, whenever there is a transaction, for example, we know cash transaction should not be done. Cash voucher should not be posted. Okay. Now, I will enter an audit hook. What is an audit hook? Whenever an entry is punched, exceeding cash entry is punched, cash payment entry is punched, exceeding 10,000 rupees, exceeding 2,000 rupees. Okay. That should be hooked, check. And then it should send me an alert by SMS, send me an email. Now, is it giving me audit trail? It is only hooking the transaction and then alerting me. That's all. It's a hook. So you give a enabling condition. That enabling condition alone, it will capture and it will give. That's all. Now, before, after, nothing it will give you anything else. So does it give when audit trail is required? So no. It will only say how many transactions has violated that particular checkpoint. That's all. That's all. Now come to snapshot. Snapshot is taking a photograph. Check. Okay. Before the interest calculation, what was the balance? Check. Take it and keep it. Interest calculation. Check. Take it and then store it in a place. After interest calculation, what is the balance? Take it and store it. Does it not give audit trail? It is audit trail. What is audit trail? Before and after. Before, during, after, provided you have to enable snapshot of those transactions should be enabled. Then it will be an audit trail. So that is a snapshot as a technique. Snapshot means those transactions you have enabled, it will capture that and save in a place for further analysis by auditors. Okay, that is snapshot. Audit hook only will give the alert of those transactions that has violated their particular parameters. That's all. That is called hook. So D is your answer. But what is CIS? Continuous and intermittent simulation. Very simple. Now, client is using one software. He says, sir, computers, sir, programming, everything is akka. Why you are worried about it? It is calculation is fine. Believe me, this is a trial balance, this is a balance sheet, sign it. Now I have to do audit. Now, how do I do audit? So integration I have not done. Audit hook I have not kept it. Snapshot I have not enabled. It is not costly. So, and his system is very advanced system. I don't know what it is. So what I will do, I will create a parallel. I am an auditor. I'll create a parallel that is called intermittent simulation. Simulation means very similar to that. I'll create a mini, for example, depreciation. Depreciation alone, I'll create a mini module. And I have a pre-written, pre-designed input, process, output data I will have. That data I will enter into this system. Okay. Continuous and intermittent simulation. It will give me an output. Now, whether this CIS will be performed, will it be performed? Will it be prepared by the auditor or it will be prepared by the auditee? Continuous and intermittent simulation is actually a system. When the software is developed, auditor will say, see, I may not be able to understand your process. So what do you do? I will give you certain areas, depreciation, interest calculation, prior period items, that this load to load, I'll give you some 10, 20, 40 items. That area alone, I will tell you how the processing should be. When your program, your things are processing, it should also process that data in intermittent simulation. That means parallelly continuous and intermittent simulation means parallelly there will be one more process. It will happen only for that particular transaction. Only for that particular transaction. So does it look like ITF? It looks, ITF is the integrated test facility. The programs are developed by the auditors, but here programs are not developed by, CIS is not developed by the auditors. CIS is developed by the developer themselves, but it is an audit module. It is an audit module. They give the facility. Sir, you want to test check, no, that interest. So interest calculation will be done, that will be done by the main production system. Parallelly, continuous and intermittent simulation. Parallelly, interest calculation also will be done as per the instruction of the auditor. Okay, and the output will be there. So that output and the trial balance output both will be verified. Oh, this output also, yeah, I'm getting 43,800. There also output is 43,800. Very good. Then that output is correct. Because CIS is the flow chart, the steps and all given by the auditor. But the main program is not given by auditor. So therefore, I know CIS, and CIS is also parallelly developed. That is where the main advantage is. So now you tell me, is there audit trail is there in CIS? No. It only captures parallelly certain transaction gives output. Okay. So trail will be there only in snapshot. So 43D, very important. A retail company recently installed a data warehousing client software in multiple geographically diverse sites. Due to time zone differences between the sites, updates to the warehouse are not synchronized. This will affect which of the following most. Please understand, the retail company recently in the data warehousing client software in multiple geographically diverse sites. So that means I have my data warehouse in multiple places. Say I have my data warehouse in Coimbatore, one in Bangalore, one in Bombay, another is in Ahmedabad, another is in Kolkata. I have my data warehouse in all these places. Okay, connected. Okay, look at this in multiple geographically diverse sites. So all these places. Now, how I use this? Should I have a distributed data or a mirror data or that and all types? but I have my data warehouse in all these 4 places. Now, a retail company recently installed, due to time zone differences between the sites. Of course, this is in India, there may not be time zone differences. Maybe if these 4 centers are in 4 different continents, one in Australia, one in Canada, okay, one in Russia, okay, or Europe, then there is a time zone difference. Oh, then updates to the warehouse are not synchronized. Updates to the warehouse are not synchronized. Now, for example, there are certain software updates. Now, software updates would have happened only in, say, Singapore or in Australia. It wouldn't happen to the other. It will take another 1 hour or 2 hours later only, or 4 hours later only it will update. This will affect which of the following. Now, if you access data, okay, so maybe data availability will be a problem. Now, what is the data availability? Okay, data availability is 24/7. Okay, so here, does it say anything about availability? It doesn't say about availability. So anything with respect to network, connectivity, speed, that only will be dealt with the data availability. Here it is not with data availability. So what will happen? Say for example, your data are mirrored. Okay, if it is mirrored, then what will happen? Your Australia server will be up to date. And since the software is not updated in say in Europe, okay, in Europe server or in Canada server, if the nearby offices they are accessing Canada, it will not be updated. So then, is it something related with availability? No. Is it something with completeness? Is it something with completeness? See, integrity of the data, completeness, okay, accuracy and completeness are very close. Data redundancy or duplication, okay, it has nothing to do with the data redundancy, okay, but because anyhow data redundancy, why you keep multiple servers in places, you need a quick access, okay, data availability should be quick. So data redundancy is part of it. So C will never be an answer, A will never be an answer, okay. C and A are connected together, B and D are connected together. Now out of B and D, which is the answer? That is the question. 44. Okay, what is B? Completeness. What is D? Accuracy. Now come to this question. Updates to the warehouse are not synchronized. If updates to the warehouse are not synchronized, one warehouse is updated, another 2 warehouses is not updated. Okay, so that means completeness, accuracy also you can say, but out of these 2, which is first, which is next? So only when the data is complete, then only you can speak about accuracy. You cannot speak about accuracy unless data is complete. Okay, complete means what? So up to the time the data has to be updated, then it is complete. So sir, no sir, 4-hour lag is that transaction happened, but that means, can you say anything about accuracy? You cannot say. No sir, it will take some time to update. Let the data get completed. Up to date this data, let it come. Then only you can speak about accuracy. So the first is data completeness. Okay, 44B. Please understand. Cashier of a company has rights to create bank master in Tally. Okay. What is bank master? Oh, you will create Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Bank of Maharashtra. Okay, account number, that this everything you will create. That is called bank master. Bank master is the parameters. So name of the bank, address, that, this, everything. Okay. So this is a reflection of poor definition of which type of. Now who can do this? Can the cashier can do this? Now, then our cashier can actually change the bank. He can even what do you call the parameters? He can change. So cashier has to only update the transaction with respect to his cash. That is the only job. So right to create a master. This is a poor definition of which control? User control. So you need to first understand all these control. Is it user control? Is it application control? Is it input control? Is it output control? What is output control? What you can see on the screen? What you can see on the paper? So definitely output control is not the answer. What is input control? when data are entered into the system, like for example, date of birth, age. Now, Gopal, Kirshna, Raju, age, can I put 143? 143, I have to enter. Should it accept the system? That is called input control. See, normally a human being who's working with the machine, maybe 10, 12 years till 80, 90 years only, it should allow. Okay, can it allow a negative? Can it allow 3-digit number? It is not possible. Okay, so average human life itself is 60, 70, 80. And maybe people beyond 80, 90, whether they work in computers, another very big question. So therefore, input-output control is not answer. Okay, so creating bank master is something related to A and B. Okay, something related to the A and B. Now, what is application control? Example for an application control is user ID password. You have to enter into the application. You have to enter into Tally. Tally is an accounting software. So can everybody enter Tally? No. First, you have to need the user ID and password. Then only you can enter. So that is application control. So is it anything in application? So naturally, ABC is not answer. D is the A is the answer. Sorry, BCD is not answer. A is the answer. What is user control? Cashier, bank master. Who is the user? So user only has to create. User only has to have control. He should not give my control to somebody else. That is the biggest challenge or compromising of control. So my control is the moment I am giving to somebody else, I am compromising. So user control. What if I okay. A employee has left the company. Employee has left the company. First thing to do is what? Hire a replacement employee. Good. Disable his or her access rights. Ask the employee to clear all dues. This is HR related. Okay. The C is HR related. Okay. So now we are actually this question. We are IS audit. ISA 3.0, ISA 2.0. So therefore, this question is not HR. We are actually writing a DISA exam. So definitely C is not an answer because it is a HR related point. Escort employee out of the company premises. This seems to be very. This also once he has left the company, escorting him and then sending it off as. These are all some. It is nothing to do with audit. It is something to do with the exit norms or policies. So C and D are something to deal with HR related. So leave it. So A and B. Come to A. Hire a replacement employee. This is also a HR thing. Your company, a person has gone. What to do next? You need somebody else in that place. That is actually will be decided by HR. The requirement of the skill and other things. So A is also a very generic answer. Okay, generic. So you can't say no to it, but generic answer. So the first thing to do. This is actually from a technology perspective. His access right should be denied. Okay, I mean should be disabled. Okay, should be disabled. So 46 B. As part of auditing information security of a multinational bank, okay, an auditor wants to assess the security of information in ATM facilities. Oh, as part of auditing IS security of a multinational bank, an auditor wants to assess the security of information in ATM facility. Oh, so security of information. Under which privacy policy should you look for details pertaining to security guards and CCTV surveillance of ATMs? It's a very practical question. I'm telling you. Please understand this question. Now you are auditing IS of a multinational bank. An auditor wants to assess the security of information ATM facility. Whether ATM data is secure. Today we have seen, especially last 1 month, we have seen how the ATM cash is withdrawn by a very multi-talented, we must only use the word called multi-talented because, so that is a kind of network and people, external people support the talented people. They were able to outsmart ATM. Okay, now I want to assess the security of information ATM facility. Under which privacy policy should you look for details pertaining to security guards? And CCTV surveillance. So which policy will it speak about how many security guards? Sometimes some of the ATMs security guards are not there. Certain ATM CCTV cameras are there. Certain CCTV cameras are not there. I need to know where and all CCTV cameras are installed. Is it working? Where the video is it working? When the servicing have been done? All this I want to know. So where you will see this? Asset management policy. Asset management policy. Now, asset management will only speak about what? Will it speak about security guard and CCTV surveillance? Because security guards and CCTV surveillance, is it with asset management or security management? It is in security management. So definitely not with asset management. Asset management means keeping the chavi. Who has to keep the chavi? 2 keys are required. So all these, the custody, maintenance, that is what we'll speak about the asset management. Okay. Repair, maintenance, custody, that will speak about asset management. So A, C is not the answer. Now come to B, business continuity management. BCM speaks about when disaster happens, what to do. So security guard, CCTV surveillance, and nothing to do with BCM. So B is not the answer. C is not the answer. A and B, acceptable use of IS policy, physical access and security. Acceptable use and information assets. Normally this acceptable use will be with respect to the users, okay, of information assets policy. Like for example, so when you have to actually disperse the cash, so with respect to ATM, and what and all, for example, if it is otherwise able to person, he is accessing ATM, how what kind of acceptable usage things you have to have. So you have to give some Braille related, some voice should come. So all these stuff will be there in acceptable usage information asset policy. Okay, good. Physical access and security. Security guards, security. This is what the policy you have to see. 47A. Certain things are very easy, but you have to negate the answers. Very important. Neural networks, fuzzy logics are classified under which category of artificial intelligence? Now, this is one topic actually forming part of your chapter 6. What is chapter 6? Emerging technologies, module 6. Okay. So, your artificial intelligence are classified under cognitive science, robotics, natural sciences, virtual reality. So, which category? Okay. Now, we need to understand what is artificial, because A, B, C, D, I, R, that will come under chapter 6. Artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, data analytics, your Internet of Things, and robotic process automation. Now, neural networks and fuzzy logics coming under which category? So that means all these 4 are artificial intelligence category. This is point number 1. Okay. So virtual reality. Today I will take one goggle. I'll keep the goggle, and instead of seeing the mobile map, I'll put the Google goggle. Google goggle I will put, and then the entire map will come before me. So that is virtual reality. That is called virtual reality. So neural networks and fuzzy logics are classified. Now, what is neural networks? Okay, neural networks means how your brain works. Okay, you see, when you see something, you know the color, shape, size, what you hear. So then your brain will get activated with whatever database you already have in your brain. It will connect with that, and then it will say, okay, you see a person. Oh, I already seen you. I already met you. I already heard you. Why do you say that? So that is what your neural network speaks about. So that is called cognitive science. What is cognitions? You take note of, you are aware of. Okay, that is called the cognitive science. Okay. So cognitive science is the study of thought, learning, mental organization that draws on psychology, linguistics, okay, and the philosophy and computer modeling. So 48A. In an inter-school competition on artificial intelligence, 4 children, they develop software which performs the following different functions respectively. So which of them is a correct example of the use of basic AI? Basic AI. Now look at this. This is actually very funny, but you need to apply your mind. Today, children are doing this. Children are doing this. Inter-school competition on AI. 4 children develop software. What software? Which perform following different function. Which of them? Okay, is an example. That means 4 out of 4, only one is AI. Okay. Predictive and self-learning word processing software. Predictive and self-learning. Okay. Predictive and self-learning word processing software. Now, artificial intelligence. Now, today when you type in cell, there is something called predictive typing. It's even an email and all, when you type, it will say with warm. You just type, you want to reply to an email. You type one word, immediately it will suggest some more sentence. That is called predictive. Predictive and self-learning word processing software. It is artificial intelligence. You build because it's like actually your what do you say? Your secretary. Okay, your online secretary. Okay, so A is it is actually an artificial intelligence. Let us say what is a calculation software that arrives at the arithmetic total of figure. That is not artificial. That is calculator. B is not an answer. Password system which allows access based upon keying in of the correct password. That is actually database. You will have the user IDs, you will have the password. You type the user ID, then password, it will go and match the table. For this user ID, what is the password? It will say bang, bang, wrong password. You give correct password but wrong ID, it will say wrong user ID. So that is it artificial? No, it is database. C is with respect to database. B is calculation. It is not artificial. D is software which rejects invalid dates. Like this is actually input control. You put a control. There is no intelligence here. So predictive is, see what is artificial intelligence means. The moment the first word is given, after the first word, they will give a very big database. Multiple choices will be there. It will pick the suitable continuation of that words based on the context. That is called self-learning. So that is why it is called predictive word processing software. Okay, we say your mobile or your computers are able to type predictive English. Okay, so 49A. Then 50. Which of the following business activities which are strong contenders for conversion to e-commerce? Oh, now strong contenders. You want to see today, I was in a restaurant and people are coming to me and having idli and vada. But today, they can't come because of the protocols and the lockdown. But they search for me in the mobile, in the what do you call it, is the various apps, and they order through apps. Okay, they order through apps, and nowadays many hotels, they have gone for their own portal. Now connect that with this. What are the business activities which are strong contenders for conversion to e-commerce? Okay, which are the business activities which are strong contenders? So that means others are not strong contenders. Okay, so those who are paper-based, time-consuming and inconvenient for customers. Okay, those who are paper-based, time-consuming, inconvenient for customers. Paper-based and all will take a lot of time. So they have to go for e-commerce. So they're online, they will type it everything. So no paper, and time-consuming will not, need not travel. Okay, those relating to software development, can you go for e-commerce? No. You have to sit and one particular way, develop the software, test it, implement it, get user acceptance. So that you cannot go for e-commerce. This you can go for e-commerce. What is paper-based, time-consuming, inconvenient? Example, we had there were times when you used to buy tickets. Okay, tickets, railway ticket on offline used to buy, maybe 20 years back. Then after slowly it became computerized reservation system, CRS. Then it became online. Mobile, now it is mobile also. So the paper-based was time-consuming, correct? Now does they move to e-commerce? So A seems to be an answer. Keep it. B is not an answer. See, those related to electronic aspects of commerce. What is the electronic aspects of commerce? Okay. Now, for example, those relating to electronic aspects of commerce. Now say with respect to you need to have gadgets. You need to have gadgets, and those relating to electronic aspects of commerce, you need to use those gadgets. Okay. So without buying those gadgets, without having those gadgets, you cannot go for it. Okay. Maybe so business activities which are strong contenders, those relating to electronic aspects of commerce. Now, what I understand from this sentence is you need to actually have certain what do you call the electronic components, then only you can actually do your business. Okay. So can I go for e-commerce activities after buying all those stuff, assemble it, test it, then maybe you have to start your business. So they have not given whatever business you have. They are not given whatever business you have. Those that are not paper-based, speedy and convenient for customers. So they are already in e-commerce only. Those they are not paper-based, speedy and convenient for customers. Okay. They are already in e-commerce. They are already using technology only. So conversion is not there. They are already in using technology. Okay. See, my understanding is either they are already using technology or you have to buy the electronic stuff, and then based on your business only, you have to see whether you need to change or not. Okay. So that is what with respect to C. So A is the answer which says that since you are paper-based, time-consuming, you need to think about whether you have to go for e-commerce or not. Then they are, so for example, today from school-based education, okay, physical education, people have gone for online school-based. So e-school. So e-school is not paper-based. It is not time-consuming. Okay, it is now convenient. Now many children above 6th standard, 7th standard, they say, no, I don't want to go to school. I'll go to e-school. Okay. So 58. So guys, before I step into next, I wish to hear from some of the participants. Maybe now I will request you to raise your hand. Maybe I'll unmute you. Maybe I'll wish to hear you, and then we'll go ahead, maybe if required. So may I now request Mr. Venugopal, H. Venugopal. Can I request H. Venugopal, please?
You want them to unmute, sir, or else? How do you?
Yeah.
So I'll give them rights. One. Yes,
Maybe
unmuting.
Mr. Ramanjanayul also, I'll request Mr. Ramanjanayul also to speak.
So I've given request to unmute everyone, so they can unmute themselves.
Yeah. Mr. Ramanjanayulu and Mr. Ibrahim, Mr. Visak, and you can unmute yourself, and we wish to hear you. Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad.
Hi, sir.
Very good afternoon. So can we have your feedback, please? And
sure, sir. I mean, so far it's good going. My question was on question number 10, whereby the question was on long-term strategic planning from an IS auditor perspective. Like the answer to that question was to know the organization's goals and objectives. But I'm just thinking from an IS auditor perspective, why it should not be knowing the importance or reliance of information systems to an organization. Otherwise, there is no connect, right? Looking at from an information system auditor perspective. So why would an IS auditor know long-term goals and objectives of an organization? For him, what is important is to know what kind of criticality or severity is the is long-term plan having with regard.
I got your question. Yeah. See, that point I will come to the reliance on information systems as the next step, because the question starts with the long term. For example, if their long-term objective is with respect to hiving of one particular unit, maybe another year or two, or another 3 years or 4 years later, they may hive it off. I will pay more attention towards their controls. So I will come to the C answer, assess the organization's reliance on information system as the second step after knowing their long-term objective. So that will actually guide me to go into the risk assessment in a better way.
Okay, sir.
That is the, so you have to see from a higher pedestal, not from one step a lower pedestal. So I really appreciate your question. If you have any other questions, well, or we will request Mr. Ramanjaneyulu to unmute and share your thoughts, please. Mic is not proper for Mr. Ramanjaneyulu, or we'll request then anybody else who wish to share.
Yeah, I would like to talk. I'm Vaidyanathan Gopal Swami.
Vaidyanathan.
Yeah, Vaidyanathan Gopal Swami. Where we can get the material,
Which material, Ji?
the study material for the DISA. The DISA.
Yeah, I just shared it at the beginning itself, the institute website link. There the material is there. Could you saw that, or shall I share it once again?
Yeah, I can. If you can share, it will be better.
Yeah. So I have already shared it at the beginning. I will share it now again.
Share.
So anything else?
Whether we be also learning the summary of the modules, or the learning will be through the MCQs.
Ibrahim Mohammed once again, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your question?
Whether the learning will be through the MCQs, or whether there will be any summary of the modules which will be discussed during the sessions.
This is a refresher course focusing only on the exam-oriented approach. So therefore, we presume that you would have already read the study material, but we recommend you to read the material. Then whatever we will be doing during the session will be of utmost importance to you, utmost. Okay. So please go through the material, so that is why we give the references here and there with respect to the study material, just for you to recap.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
We'll have from another 2 or 3 feedback. Mr. Angelos, very, very good afternoon, Mr. Angelos. Or we'll also request Mr. Akshay Hireganga.
Yes, sir. Everything's going fine, sir. Thank you. Learning quite a bit.
Okay. So anything else you wish to share?
No, sir. Say similarly, even I had a similar question to Ibrahim. That is whether the summary of the modules will be provided.
It is
But I
already
think-
there. It is already
Yes,
there. Did you give a reading to study material, please?
Yes, sir. I've had one reading, but long back.
So I think I'll recommend you to do it once again.
Doing, sir. Doing.
That is why the hints and all are given, so that you can actually take it forward.
Understood. Thank you.
We will now request Tavamani. Good morning. Good afternoon, CAT Tavamani.
Good afternoon, sir. Instead of reading the material, please give some tips. Take example, 50 pages.
Not
Sir.
audible, sir.
Or maybe now I'll request
Now
Mr.
it is audible, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Please some, sir, that is important notes. Instead of reading the full material,
Okay, may I request Mr. Ramesh Kumar, please? Yes, Ramesh Kumar, to share your thoughts.
Sir, I just went to see the link of that. After that, I'm not able to get in.
Which one? That link which has been shared?
No, I just went to see the institute link because I am under version 2. So I just want to see the difference between version 2 and version 3, which I highlighted in the other class that day.
Yeah.
For the sake of others, many are asking that question. If you
I'll put that slide in my next session.
Yes.
I'll put that slide in my next session.
Because some people are asking in the form of questions. You have done it for us the other day.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll the next session, I'll put that slide so that people will be aware about it. Now, can I request Mr. Deep Sur Jayan, please?
Yes, version 2. I did the classes of DISA in 2003, sir. I attempted once somewhere years back. So I am not new to the syllabus. So up to which period this version 2 will be available for attempting?
No, that material, version 2 material, the study material, as well as the model question papers and 1,000 question papers with respect to 2.0, those link I will share. I will share maybe not today. I have the link with my other files. I'll share it either in my blog or I will share it in my second session. So which I'll be doing it on 9th.
If you want, I can send you also. I have
Yeah.
One doubt. Up to which period this version 2 will be there, sir?
My understanding is version 2 is already over. Only those who have completed their version 2 training, for them the opportunity is given to write their examination. So there is nothing called they continue version 2 henceforth. The opportunity is given for them to write examination and clear. And technically no much difference. 85% of the syllabus is there even in 3.0, but it is enriched. So therefore, never have a feel that both are different.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Ramanjanelu, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we are of second 2.0, sir, old syllabus. That module 1, primer and information system assets, networking, and crypto PKI. Those things, if they cover in this syllabus, in this crash course, it will be more advantageous for old syllabus persons.
Mr. Ramanjanelu, that particular chapter will not be asked in your examination because that is forming part of your PT sessions as well as ET sessions, not in AT. Those will not be asked.
Sir.
Please, because that is only for your ET syllabus and for your professional training. During that time, that it is because the fundamentals of hardware, software, cryptography, the various generations of that they are covering there. So that is not forming part of your AT, please.
We are attempting in 2.0, sir. Old syllabus.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. I will just share with you the comparison, maybe since you have asked for it. This is the comparison. This is the comparison between 2.1 and 3.0. Today, what I did, which is information systems process audit, is actually your information system assurance services, which is your module number 2. Same is there. You are able to see the screen, Mr. Anjaneyulu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your primer on information technology, IS infrastructure, emerging technology, what you mentioned, this primer on information technology is included in your that professional training, and emerging technology is included in your chapter number, module number 6 here. Please look at this, sir. This emerging technology is included in 6th chapter. So they only reclassified it. If you look at this, they reclassified it. And this primer on information technology is fundamentals of hardware, software, cryptography, all those stuff. The 5 generations of hardware, software. This is only in your PT professional training and your eligibility test. So all other stuff only will be considered. And this governance, management of enterprise, information technology, risk management, compliance review, your 3rd module is your 2nd module here. And your business continuity management, which is a separate chapter, is included in your the 2nd module in ISA 3.2. That is why I given the multicolor for you to appreciate the difference.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. This I will be sharing this slide. I will share it. Next day I will share. Second session.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Anybody else to share your thoughts? Else, I will hand over the session back to the organizers.
I am Gurraj. I want to ask a question. How do we know on which it will come a question and on which it will not come?
Sir, I am not clear with your question.
My question is, just now you said on hardware and kind of a stuff in module 1, questions will not be asked. How do we know on which chapters the assessment test questions will come?
Sir, during your training of that 50-hour training and even before that, they would have mentioned this through your through an email. What is your percentage of assessment? Because 3 steps of assessment will be done. One is your PT, ET, and AT. In PT, that is your training, professional training. Well, conceptual clarity on the fundamentals. That is your PT. And there was a project report also, if I'm right, during that 50-hour training program. Then after the training program, the eligibility test they would have conducted. So which is also based on your present syllabus. And your assessment test, whatever the classroom training and they have done, they will not consider the fundamental chapter. That fundamental chapter is your chapter number 1. Except that all other will be included in your assessment test. Because it is already only to get a idea about that people are comfortable with the technology, they have included that. In the present 3.0 syllabus, they have not included that particular topic because they presume that those who come under 3.0, they already have a fair fundas on technology. So it was only at the 1.0 syllabus and 2.0 syllabus, they continued that. And now they have dropped that particular topic because it is they seem to be very fundamental, and it was even not included in your CA intermediate and final syllabus also, because they presume that children would have already had that particular fundamental. So that is why in AT they don't ask that, for your information, please.
Whether the question paper for 2.0 and 3.0 will be different or same?
Different.
Where do I get 3.0 syllabus material?
Sir, I already gave that link.
That link, if I click, we'll get it.
Yeah, all those 6 material is there. My suggestion, sir, if you prepare for 3.0, you will be latest with the subject and whatever may be the kind of advancement in your enrichment in your subject, you'll be in a position to actually handle all kinds of because that 10 to 15% of enrichment in syllabus will actually give you a comfort in the subject also. Second, you will also be practically feel it elated to handle such situations and circumstances.
Thank you.
Sir?
Yeah.
Kiran Raikar here, sir. So actually my question was, like, I am from old syllabus. Okay, so should I read a old syllabus, these books? I already have 2 books. That is old syllabus. Should I read a old one or to go for a new one?
You please stick on, because you are going to write in 2.0. That was only a suggestion that even if you prepare at 3.0, you are only at advantages, not at disadvantages. That is what I mentioned to that senior member. So if you want to, no, I will only stick on to 2.0. I don't want to enrich my knowledge with respect to this. I'll only focus on exam. Then it is sufficient what already you have the material. My suggestion, kindly try to get yourself updated with what is, especially the only change where it is there in 3.0 is chapter 6. I repeat once again, chapter 6 alone is enriched large. All other are only reclassified. Okay.
Sir, exams for old and new syllabus, is it different or the same?
Madam, 2.0 question paper will be and 3.0 question paper will be different. Okay. Just because I use the word different, that doesn't mean that the syllabus are different. Only the set of paper is different. Okay. So content wise, 85% of the content is same.
Okay. So one more thing I wanted to appreciate that the way you are doing, so it will be good for us to understand, and it will be easy for, I think, the same way questions when we get it in the exams. So it will be easy to analyze us and more focus on the concepts than just reading.
Best wishes, madam. Best wishes. I will now hand over the session back to Kiran. Kiran, you want to speak something?
No, sir, that's all.
Yeah.
Sir,
Thank
I'm
you.
Jatish. Can I ask, sir, or shall I ask afterwards?
Sir, I just want one thing. Can I talk?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, this 330. When will be the next exam, and when the training session will start for this? Any practical training will be online, or what is
You have to visit DAAB, the Digital Accounting and Assurance Board of ICAI.org. There they have announced already. You can go and see. The next batch date is already announced. Please pay the fees, automatically you will be part of it.
Sir, this is Jitesh Parmar. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. With regard to artificial intelligence, can you just throw some more light? Because in Tally, what actually happens is the client has one software, he upgrades it, or he does it his tailor-made. So is it artificial intelligence? We have to look into the Tally software. So that's the reason I have some confusion. What exactly to that extent artificial intelligence is?
Okay. So Jitesh Parmar, artificial intelligence is you make a machine to actually do a little more than normal processing. For example, what is meant by a speech recognition? Today we say, Alexa, please switch on the light. Is it artificial intelligence? Yes. Why? Because your voice is able to be recognized by Alexa. So that means there is a voice recognition or speech recognition. Second, today people, they attend international conferences, so they actually keep it on their head. So some stuff, people will speak on French, somebody will speak in Spanish, but you will hear in Tamil or Hindi, or you will hear in English. How is it possible? Artificial intelligence, it will read, it will actually hear the speech in Spanish, convert that to a manly voice or a lady voice to the language of your choice, and you can hear the translation. So that is called speech recognition. Speech recognition is a type of artificial intelligence. Virtual reality, otherwise called vision reality. So vision reality is you take a photograph and that will be able to connect with the database. Ultimately, everything is database. Please understand, everything is database. So you speak, it is able to translate. How it is able to translate? It goes to the database, picks up that, and it will tell. You will feel as though it is intelligent. No, it is database only. So artificial intelligence is your database. You are using it for the human being's utility. Now the example what you have given, can you repeat once again, Parma?
Sir, in Tally, we use a regular model. The client, what he does is he gives it to the Tally for his upgradation or his requirement. So we sometimes we are not aware of it. So during the time of audit, I'm saying you, I'm just linking whether that is also an artificial intelligence.
Now, what he does, you are not saying.
He does some modification in the software.
What he does modification?
Maybe even capturing some data. He wants it like MIS report very different.
That is all not artificial intelligence.
Okay.
That is only a structured, it is MIS actually.
Okay.
MIS. Okay. Maybe an advanced MIS.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you.
So I will now hand over the session back to the host and thanking SIRC for this wonderful opportunity.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Sir, we need to exit now.